So bearing in mind that AI in its, it's in the language model format is using language. That for me is one way in which we can start to bring in psychoanalysis into this discussion, because it's clear that our interactions with AI is through language. That relationship you can have, or that interaction you can have through language, which is where I think, this more, call it, psychoanalytic, more of a philosophical perspective can come through, because I do think, I think I've had this discussion before, particularly within sociology, and perhaps even more so, obviously, with more the science-based disciplines, is that there's this assumption that we communicate freely and that we just need more communication, between different groups, between different cultures. It really boils my blood when sociologists say, well, everything's socially constructed through language. And yeah, okay, yeah, we know that. Well, yeah, that's true. But also communication is incredible, is an awful lot of miscommunication. If we communicated freely, then I'm just almost certain the world would not be the mess that it currently is. And I would also think that if we communicated freely, we wouldn't have developed language as subjects. I think, language emerges from the fact that we talk through miscommunication. I think if there's anything that haunts the subject, it's the fact that we have to try and make sense of this world and ourselves through language. So it's always mediated, therefore it's always separated, and it's often a very confusing way of making sense of the world, despite the fact that it's all we've got to make sense of the world is language. So yeah, for me, that's one of the conundrums of the subject.